Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, letting your soul be heard, being witnessed. When we allow ourselves to be witnessed by another, we cannot help but be transformed by the experience. Because when you're being your authentic self with people, and they're seeing you and hearing you for real, then you feel, seen and heard and validated, and that's a good feeling. Whether we are sharing a personal experience, standing in front of friends to celebrate a special occasion, or expressing our unbridled joy or sorrow in front of a loved one, we are allowing ourselves to be seen and experienced in a very intimate way. Because we know we all have our, public face that we put on and, maybe a little bit guarded with strangers. But when you're with, family and friends and people you trust, you can show your true self and you can be authentic with people. And that's a good feeling. Not only are we bearing ourselves, excuse me, to someone else, but we are allowing that person to hold a very specific kind of space with us so this powerful act can take place. We have to be open in order to share a little bit. And they have to be open to, hearing and listening to us. So many times I have conversations with people and it's just all about them. You can't get in a word edgewise, and they ask you a question before you can even finish or answer the question. They've already moved on to their next thing that they want to talk about. So you know, it's a nice, genuine thing when you have a genuine connection and conversation with people. To be witnessed is to let ourselves be seen as we truly are in that moment. And like I say, that's a good feeling when people are listening to you and hearing you, and are dealing with you as yourself. So many people get in their own head and they're worried about what they're going to say next, or what they want to do, you know, uh, and they're really ignoring you, and that's rude because you know you're trying to have a genuine interaction with them, and they're on their little deal. So our friends and loved ones can easily be witnesses for us if only we are brave enough to let them. And they could, but that doesn't mean all of them will be. I have some family and friends who honestly don't like me. They don't like the way I live my life. They want me to live my life the way they want me to live my life and be more like them. Um, you know, and these things are passed down generationally usually. So there's a lot of criticalness and negativity and things like that. But I chose not to be that way because I didn't want it to be that way to my children. Because I knew that felt to me, and I didn't want my children to feel that way. I want to accept them for who they are. And they've all turned out to be pretty cool people. So, your next birthday may be the perfect occasion to experience this sacred act. Invite your friends and loved ones to your special day. And I did that once. And we had a big party. Me and my mother had a big party at a restaurant. Um, and I found that the people who I didn't necessarily really want to come, who I just was kind of being nice and asking to come because I was asking other people and they knew it, are the ones who showed up. And they maybe weren't so gracious to me at my own birthday party. So, there were some who showed up that I liked, and we had good conversation, and I was glad they came. But there was, more that, one or two that, we were like, man, okay. So, think hard about that one and only invite people you would actually want to come. During the celebration, stand in front of them and thank them for being there for you. Feel their gratitude, attention, warmth, and support while noticing the sense of safety you feel as they surround you. And like I said, that might not be the case with your family. And you might not have any really good friends. I know some people who've only got one or two friends, and that's it. But they are good ones. So, if that's not your reality, don't sweat that because it's not a lot of our realities. If you feel inspired, share your innermost thoughts about the day and your life, you know, um, because I'd gone through a lot by that time. I've gone through a lot more, by this time, 16 years later. Um, so, my goodness. Ah, you may be surprised at the feelings of peace and validation that arise within you when you feel safe enough to go deep into your soul and share yourself with those you trust. Anyone who has ever seen love, admiration, acceptance, or appreciation reflected in a friend or loved one's eyes knows how transformative that experience can be. And that was the experience I had with my husband when we first met years ago in high school. We were best buddies, you know. It turned into more, but that's how we started out as best friends. We made a connection, and we could talk to each other about everything. We had similar problems in our home life. Um, and so, we became best buddies and we could tell each other anything. Now, he went through a period where that changed, and, there was some judgment and some negativity because he wasn't dealing with his own mental state at the time. But, he did eventually, and we got through that. When you bear yourself to another, you are giving them the gift of you and showing them that they also matter. Because when you're having a genuine conversation with someone, connecting with someone, it's not only about you, it's about them as well. You should, the old saying goes, you have two ears and one mouth. You should be listening twice as much as you're talking. And letting yourself be witnessed, you are letting others into your intimate space, stepping in the sacred container they have created for you and creating a cauldron of positive affirmation, support, love, and goodwill that will stay with you forever. And of course, not every interaction with every person is going to be that way. But, I have a few friends who I know are just awesome that they would have my back to the gates of hell, and I would do the same for them. So, when you find that, those are the people you need to try and keep in your life because not everybody's going to be that way for you. So you know, let your soul be heard. Be witnessed by others. Not everyone is out to hate on you. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are. A lot of the saying goes, "Misery loves company." There's a lot of miserable people who would like to make you miserable too. But you know, you can't be guarded all the time and jaded, or you're just never gonna enjoy, you know, other people's company. Um, so think about it. Please like and share so we can spread this wisdom around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go on my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Until next time.